What's going on, guys? Angry Manduke here again, and
why is everyone so fucking angry?
there's Casper. There he is. He's not interested in being on camera, but he probably will hear me talking and then decide that he needs a bunch of attention because that's what kind of dog he is. Anyway, what am I angry about? I like to be angry. Believe it or not, I have a YouTube series because I like to be angry, and a lot of things make me angry. My license.
It's a big deal.
And there's nothing wrong with my license before you go thinking stuff about that. License that I'm pissed off about was the last time I went home. I did enjoy 2 weeks home. I went to Avalon, I saw friends, I did all that. I went to the doctors, and I put on 40 pounds in the past 6 months.
If I was a Dr. Seuss book, I'd be the Fat in the Hat.
If I was an arcade fighting game, I'd be Mortal Kombat.
If I was one of the 5 boroughs in New York City, I'd be Fat in Highland.
If I was an Italian city-state, I'd be the Vatican.
But the doctor didn't have shit to say about it because I'm still 30 pounds underweight for my height, which is also weird. I'm sort of angry about that. But I'm not angry about that in this episode, and I'm probably not going to do an episode about that. Anyway, I'm angry about my license because while I was at the DMV, because with a CDL, you have to go to DMV for really no good reason. I go there and I had to verify who I am. They look at my medical. Well, I update my medical every year through email. Why couldn't I renew my license online?
Because it creates that illusion of depth.
Everybody else can. So anyway, I go to DMV and they tell me that, and I have a current valid driver's license, which counts for 4 points. I had my birth certificate, which counts for 4 points. That's way over my identification. And I had a proof of address, which you need that too.
With every second.
But they say, where's your social security card? I'm like, well, I got enough points. What's the problem? Social security card used to be only good for 1 point of validation in your ID. I didn't need it because valid driver's license trumps that because you needed to prove who you were in order to get that to begin with. In any case, they tell me I need to verify that they need proof of my social security. Well, I don't have a card, and I might have a card, but I don't know where the card is.
You're disqualified.
That aside, I end up, they say, well, W-2 will work. So I go down to the UPS place and I print out a W-2 and I come back, and then I go through, that's the last hoop they need me to jump through. I go through the line. They do take a new picture of me, and you can see my ID here. But the thing that pissed me off, or two things that pissed me off. One, they take a new picture of me, and then they give me a piece of paper that says it can't be used it can be used by the law if I get pulled over or whatever, but it can't be used for ID or anything. And it shows that I tried to renew my license, but they would not make the license on the spot, which is kind of bullshit because the one I had while I was in there that I used for identification was made in the DMV that I was in. Hell yeah! I take that piece of paper. That paper was good for 21 days. They tell me they'll mail me a new one between 14 and 36 days. I have waited a long time for this. And if I don't get it by the time the paper expires, there's a phone number on the paper. So that pissed me off. Now I did get it in 13 days, which, okay, I got it before they expected. It only cost me 1 day of work waiting for it because I was going to wait for it, because if the paper expired and I didn't get it, then I probably would have to go to DMV again and prove who I am. Then with an invalid license, all of that would be bullshit. In any case, I get the thing, and this is what I get. Now, it bothers me because I had to prove my social security number on top of the rest of the ID that I already had figured out. And like a bank card or whatever, it can be used for a point too. Didn't need the social security card, except they needed my social security number for my license. To then turn around and have my license be not for real ID purposes. Now, I can use it for regular ID purposes, but all that bullshit, because now if I need to fly for whatever reason, my truck breaks down, company wants to let me fly home or whatever, it's a problem because of the dog. Yeah, he don't want to be on camera. It's a problem because of the dog, but it's possible, except it's not possible now because New Jersey needs you to get a second ID for real ID purposes.
Do you not see the hypocrisy here?
When the prior license was Real ID. So what they actually did with the new license is cut down on security features that were involved in the last one, so that then you can get a Real ID that'll have more security features than the license, even though the license could have been a Real ID and should have been Real ID like the last one was. Like, I don't care that my license was cheaper, because now I can't use it to fly, and I might need it to fly if, like, I quit my job or something. You know, the dog does make it more complicated, but the license that New Jersey then downgraded makes it even more complicated.
Damn. Can't blame that on the dog.
Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this, and you want to see what else I'm angry about, you can go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because I don't post videos very often anymore, but when I do, angry drone flights, and every once in a while and after unboxing. I won't be doing the rental car review anymore because I leased a Camry while I was home, and I'll have that for 3 years. I will do an in-depth used review on that after I've had it for over a year and I'm more familiar with the actual car. But I've already done the rental car review of the Camry. There's Casper. And one I have isn't too much different other than it's blue instead of black. And like the 2021 does have a couple extra features that the other one didn't, but nothing of great importance or any like need to do an update video. But after I've used it for a lot longer than or just one rental, then I will do a review of it. But I'm not going to do it now because, like I said, it's not that much different than the 2020 I had like a year and a half ago. And I like that car. That's part of the reason I leased it. Also, it makes more sense to lease than to rent because I can lease a car and pay less for a month than I do for a week with a rental car. And the rental car would be like a shittier car. At least now I have a car that I don't have to deal with all the rental car crap, and I can just deal with the crap of having a lease. Anyway, guys, like I said, thanks for watching. I wouldn't do this without you. I'll see all my friends in my next video.